In recent years, mental health issue becomes a big problem in this world, especially in some of the Western countries. Dr. Rauni Kilde, about 7 years ago, wrote a book, The Bright Light on Black Shadows. He talked about the mental health issue, and he said it's mostly a political hoax. Who is Dr. Rauni Kilde? She was the acting director of the Environmental Health and Health Education of National Institute of Health in Finland, in Helsinki, and she was the government of Finland representative in WHO, the World Health Organization in Geneva. Why psychiatry diagnosis greatly increased during the past decade? I didn't find the statistic diagram on internet. I tried. If I had that curve, it would be more intuitive. The great increase of the number during the past decades, especially since 1950s or 1950s, it's exactly during the time of the development of the military technology, the microwave weapons. So, it might not be a normal thing. Talking about the mental health issue, especially its diagnosis, what is the guidance of the psychiatry diagnosis? It's a document called DSM, established by American Psychiatric Association. It's called Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, abbreviated as DSM. Now, it's in its 5th version. Is the Bible of psychiatry scientific? Let's have a look at some of the experts' opinion. Paula Kaplan, a psychiatrist attending the DSM meeting, said that diagnosis for mental disorders sometimes made by voting. Wow, it's by voting. It's not by experiments. It's by voting. Of course, it's not scientific. Tana Denin, a PhD, a Canadian psychologist, said, unlike medical diagnosis that convey a probable cause, appropriate treatment, and possible prognosis, the disorders listed in DSM-4 and WHO's ICD-10 are terms that arrived through peer consensus. Again, it's by some of the experts, maybe some corrupted experts. They might have been bought by some organizations or some interest group. Lauren Mosher, MD, clinical professor of psychiatry, pointed out that DSM-4 is a fabrication which seeks acceptance by medicine in general. It's supported by the big pharmas. And some other insiders know that it is more of a political document than it is a scientific document. Is it scientific? I would say no. David Kaiser, a psychiatrist, said that modern psychiatry has yet to convincingly prove the genetic biological cause of any single mental illness. No, a single mental illness had been proved convincingly in the perspective of genetic or biological causes. No. It's not scientific. Why? It is written. It is established. By whom? For what? The RHIC AEDOM, radiohypnotic infracerebral control and electronic dissolution of memory. Mind control. Electronic dissolution of memory. What a horrible term. According to these projects, can I say that some of the so-called symptoms of COVID-19, the so-called long COVID syndromes, like brain fog, dementias, have these diseases been man-made? It might be true. Different mind control methods are used against unsuspecting citizens. For experimenting. UNIDIR, United Nations Institute for the Disarmament Research, accepted mind control as a weapon of mass destruction, along with atomic bombs in 2002. A weapon of mass destruction. It's right here. It's not in Iraq. That had been proved wrong. Psychiatrists are planning to use all of the following false diagnoses under the New World Order rules. The following, properties of human or some normal behavior of human beings are listed as mental health disorders. So anybody in this world, if they need, can be a psychosis, a person who had suffered schizophrenia, paranoia, such as temper of a child. That can be a mental health disorder. Education problem, e.g., struggling with mathematics. It can be diagnosed as a mental health disorder. Adjustment disorder. Are these phenomena are disorder of mental health, like dealing with a divorce, a move, a death in a family? Don't have a shower and smell. It can be a mental health disorder. These are not joking. It's in the Bible of psychiatrists. Okay, I think one page have left. It's gone. It's about a conclusion. This political hoax on mental health issues is a political crime, governmental crime, which is written by Kilde in her book. It's government criminality.